Lesson 4, solving equations involving the distributive property. So the distributive property that we saw in our polynomials unit says that if you have a coefficient, you can multiply by both things inside the brackets. So a times b gives me ab, and a times c gives me ac. It also works with negatives, so a times b gives me ab, and a times negative c gives me negative ac. So how does this work in solving equations? Well, let's just practice using the distributive property first. So in this example, we have 6 out front, and we have a 1 and a negative 5 inside the brackets. So the first part is going to be 6 times 1, which is 6. And the next part is going to be 6 times negative 5m, which is negative 30m. Here we have negative 2 times 1, which is negative 2. Here we've got negative 2 times negative 5v, which is positive 10v. 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 times 3r is positive 9r. 3 times 6r is 18r, and 3 times 8 is 24. This one we can also collect like terms first. So if we look through here, the 2xy and the 4xy, those are like terms. So really we have 6xy plus 2y plus 4x. Now apply the distributive property. So 4 times 6 is 24xy. There's no variables to combine, so we're not using the exponent rules for those. 4 times 2y gives me positive 8y, and 4 times 4x gives me 16x. Again, check for like terms. Here we have 2mn minus an mn, and we've got negative 6n and positive 5n. So first, if we combine our like terms, we're going to end up with mn and minus n. Now if you distribute, we get negative 2mn, and negative 2 times negative n gives me positive 2n. So we can use this information in solving equations. We can also use it when we're substituting. So simplify the expression first, and then we're going to substitute in some values. So 5 times 3x is 15x, and 5 times positive 6 is positive 30. Now we're told that x equals 4, so we're going to substitute that information in for x. So 15 times 4 is 60, and 60 plus 30 is 90. Let's distribute again. So 2 times 7m is 14m, and 2 times positive 3 is positive 6. Again, we're given some information about m, so let's substitute in the value of m into the expression here. So 14 times 2 is 28, and 28 plus 6 is 34, so your answer is 34. 3 times 2m is 6m. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Substitute in what you found m's value to be there. So it tells us m equals 7. 6 times 7 is 42. And 42 minus 12 is 30. One last example like this. Negative 3 times m is negative 3m. Negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9. And we're going to substitute in negative 5. So we get 15 minus 9, which is going to be 6. So we're going to expand, then we're going to solve. So 4 times 2n is 8n. 4 times positive 2 is positive 8. And this equals 48. Now we're into kind of what we did in the last lesson. So subtract 8. 8n equals 40. And then divide by 8, and n will equal 5. Expand here. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 2 times negative n is positive 2n, and this is going to equal 10. To make a zero pair, we're going to add 4. 2n equals 14. Divide by 2. And n equals 7. Distribute. So negative 63 is equal to negative 15k minus 33. Add 33 to make a zero pair. And that's going to give me negative 30 equals negative 15k. So if you divide by negative 15, k will equal 2. Again, distribute. So negative 21n minus 3 equals 39. Add 3 to make a zero pair. Negative 21n is equal to 42. If you divide by negative 21, n equals negative 2. Expand. So negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Negative 2 times positive 5 is negative 10. Add 10 to make a zero pair. And negative 2x equals 0. Well, if you divide by negative 2, 0 divided by negative 2 is still 0. This one's a little bit tricky because you don't have a number, but you do have a negative sign. So we still need to distribute that negative. So that becomes negative c, and that becomes minus 3 equals negative 15. Add 3, so negative c is equal to negative 12, and divide by negative 1. So c is equal to 12. So here's a PAT question. Again, this question we're going to skip because it involves variables on both sides, which is a later lesson. But let's go down to 31 here. So 31, we have to apply the distributive property. So that's 2x plus 10 minus 12 is equal to 50. Well, positive 10 minus 12 is negative 2. So you can combine those like terms to just be negative 2. Now it's a two-step equation, so add 2. And then divide by 2. And we get 26. And then you've got classwork in the next couple pages.